Hey guys, Alex here with this Cobb House, and in this video I want to chat with you a little bit about the rising cost of lumber and wood. Over the past year, lumber prices have risen about 150%. So if you go to Home Depot, for example, you want to buy a 2x4, the price is probably double from what it was last year. So for the average house, which is mostly constructed out of lumber, the average increase is about $16,000 for a newly built home. So one of the things is I actually created this business educating on earth and construction because I knew at some point in the future prices would rise and supply chains would be interrupted for our normal building materials. And so if that were the case, what could we use to construct buildings with? And the answer, at least my answer, is earth. So as an alternative to rising expenses for lumber, we can turn to soil and earth, which is vastly abundant. It's pretty much everywhere beneath us in massive quantities. We'll never run out of earth to build with, and it's very cheap. In certain cases might be free for you, but it's an excellent alternative. So for those of you who don't know what cob is a mixture of soil, just the subsoil probably right beneath your feet right now. So it's a mixture of that subsoil, aggregate, or in other words sand and small gravel, and fiber, usually a straw fiber, and water, and it's all mixed up. And this material can be used to construct walls for buildings. So instead of using wood and lumber to construct a home, for example, you could use cob or an earth type mixture. There's other ways of using earth. You can do rammed earth, which is compressed earth inside of forms. You can do adobe blocks. You can do wattle and daub. There's several different methods of earth construction. Cob is probably the most easy for the do-it-yourself builder, the most intuitive way, and at the current time probably the most cheap way to do it, because for example, rammed earth still requires quite a bit of lumber to create the formwork, unless you already have forms built, or like concrete metal forms, or if you're gonna build forms and reuse them several times, that would make sense in the current situation. But yeah, rammed earth does use quite a bit of lumber most of the time. So I'm really going to focus more on cob at the moment. As far as recommendations to look into if you're thinking about building not only a home but any kind of structure that would require a lot of wood or lumber, cob is a great alternative. Now, it depends where you are. If you're in a city or suburban urban area, you could have some difficulties doing cob. There is a new cob building code coming out this year, the International Residential Code for 2021. There is an official cob building code, so you can refer to that if you're building in the suburbs. Now, if you're out in the countryside, this is really where cob has its place for the most part right now, because building codes are much more relaxed in those areas. Like if you're in an unincorporated city or town, you're not going to have much of a problem. So especially for those of you who want to build more in a rural area, if you want to get out of the city and build something out in the countryside, this is definitely for you. So let's see. Yeah, cob has many benefits, and these benefits apply to all earth materials, whether it's rammed earth, adobe, whatever it might be. So it's a healthy alternative. This is one of the major benefits to earth wall construction. There's no off-gassing, there's no chemicals involved with an earthen wall, as opposed to a conventional stick frame wood building construction. There's not usually a lot of chemicals in the actual lumber itself, but once you add all the drywall and all the synthetic paints, that's where you get a lot of the toxicity and the off-gassing. And another big problem with conventional wall construction is molding. The wood molds, the drywall is horrific for mold. So if you have any mold issues or mold type allergies or chemical sensitivities, cob and earth wall construction is definitely an alternative you want to look into, not only to save money but to save your health. So cob and earth walls also have thermal mass. This is great. I'm not going to get into thermal mass details here, but it can help to naturally regulate the indoor temperature of the building. Can save on energy costs. Okay, and another big one is that earth walls are fireproof. They can't burn. So they're much stronger than wood. I could take a sledgehammer to a wood wall, which is mostly just studs and drywall and insulation, and you could knock a hole through that wall pretty easily. Take a sledgehammer to a cob wall or an earth wall, you're going to have a hard time getting through that thing. So they're very strong, they're fireproof, especially for y'all out in California or wherever you have big fires going on lately. Why aren't you building with earth? Earth walls are fireproof. You could even build your roof out of metal. Your house would be pretty much fireproof. Just an idea. So yeah, doubling back to the main point, lumber prices have increased quite dramatically. I don't see them going down anytime soon. They might fluctuate, but we could see this problem occurring a lot more potentially. So I just wanted to put that in your mind and think of earth as an alternative. You could save a lot of money. Instead of building your walls out of wood, build them out of earth. You save a lot of money and you get a lot of other really incredible benefits to go with it. So if you want to learn how to build earth walls, because this is not really a common skill, if you want to learn how to build them, I'll leave a link in the description below. Go check out my video courses. I have about 17 hours worth of video lessons on how to build homes and buildings out of earth, cob specifically, and I talk about rammed earth as well. And also, if you want to get hands-on training now, I've just opened up my 2021 workshop registrations. Again, I'll leave a link in the description below. People are already signing up, so go there and sign up now because spots are filling up. And we have workshops, one in Florida in April, and then we have 3 workshops in Tennessee in May, June, and August. So if you really are serious about learning how to build your own cob home or earth wall home, definitely come out to one of my workshops. They're, as many students say, life-changing for them. They really are awesome experiences, and we give so much value and information in those classes. So check the links below, get some training, and also I've got a lot of free stuff here on my YouTube channel, so subscribe if you haven't yet. Also hit that like button, get these videos up in the YouTube algorithm, and yeah, hope you got some benefit from this video, something to think about, and I will talk to you soon.